Good morning, music friends. So good to see you. Week 2 of our online lessons. I hope you're all doing well, staying healthy and safe. And let's begin. So, what is this instrument? It has holes that we cover and we lift our fingers on to change the pitch. It has a mouthpiece on it. I blow smooth air through it. If you guessed recorder, you are correct. As 4th graders, you play recorder. You have a recorder, so 5th graders also have it, and 3rd graders, you will be having it next year as part of your music. So Mr. Benson will help you teach, or I will teach it to you, and you will have this to own. So it's exciting times for you guys. Okay, let's stand up, music friends. Follow along. We're gonna warm up our voices, and we're gonna have Mozart Mouse join us too. Here we go, music friends. Ready? Do, mi, so, mi, re, so, la, fa, mi, so, mi, so, di, do, so, do. Nice job. All right, we'll see him a little bit later. First, I want to do some music symbol IDs with Clara Schumann-Cat. We saw Clara last week too. She's gonna do some musical symbols with us, so here we go. This should be somewhat of a review. We've had these before, but we're gonna go really fast, so here we go. Forte, loud sounds. Piano, soft sounds. Quarter note, one beat of sound. Quarter rest, one beat of silence. Repeat sign. Go back and play it again. D. D. C. C. Remember, it's just to the left of the two black keys. Half note, two beats of sound, two beats of sound. This is the letter E on the keyboard. E. E is just to the right of the two black keys. Half rest, half rest. Two beats of silence, two beats of silence. This is the letter B. B. B is just to the right of the three black keys. Whole note, four beats of sound, four beats of sound. A. Whole rest, four beats of silence. Four beats of silence. Dotted half note. Dotted half note. Three beats of sound. 3 beats of sound. Very nice job. Oh, we've got a couple more here. Let's take a look. The first one, single note here with the flag on it, that is called an eighth note. That's an eighth note. This next symbol here that looks like a 7, that's an eighth rest. Now let's go back to the eighth note by itself. Fourth graders, we've talked about this a little bit, fifth graders as well. Third graders just might be a little bit new, but the eighth note is 1/2 beat of sound. 1/2 beat of sound. And the eighth rest is 1/2 beat of silence. 1/2 beat of silence. Now here we have 2 eighth notes that are beamed together. So these are eighth notes, and they're still each worth 1/2 beat of sound. But together, if you add them up, 1/2 plus 1/2 equals, you know your fractions, equals 1 whole, or 1. So 2 of these eighth notes equals 1 beat. So we've got a single eighth note and an eighth rest, and then 2 eighth notes together. Say bye to Clara today. We'll see her later. Okay, next I want to do rhythms with Beethoven Bear. Here he is. Okay, I want you to count and clap with Mr. Benson. So here we go. Counting and clapping. I'll do each one twice. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? Again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job. 1, 2, ready and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice job. Oh, we've got dotted half notes. Now, when I count off, since these are 3 beats each, I will count off in 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. Ready? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do that again. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good, music friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, ready, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and ready, and go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Again, ready, 2, and here we go. 1, 2, and 3, 4. That's it. You guys are doing great. I'm so proud of you. All right, goodbye for now from Beethoven. Moving on. Okay. Next, we have our friend Pachelbel Penguin. He was here last week. He is here this week. He is going to do some pitch recognition with us. First, we want to show the symbol that we see here. What is that symbol? We had it last week. If you guessed treble clef or G clef, you are correct. This is the treble clef. It's also known as the G clef. Ooh, we have the line notes of the treble clef or G clef. So, first one, he's got his wing pointing to it, is an E. Second one is a G. Third one is B. Fourth one is D. Fifth one is F. Remember the saying, every good boy does fine. Oh, now we have the space notes of the treble clef or G clef. Here we go. F, A, C, E. They spell a word. That word is face. You can say face in space. F, A, C, E. Okay. Oh, we know this one. This is C, and specifically, this is middle C. Middle C is the C that's underneath the treble clef or the G clef staff. It's underneath. This is D, the letter D. We have two half notes here. The first one is a C, the second one is a D. Also two half notes, we have a D followed by a C. This is a whole note, the letter E. These are two half notes. This is the letter C and this is the letter E. C, E. Two half notes. This is a letter E and this is a letter C. E, C. And we're back to treble clef or G clef. Moving right along, let's say goodbye to Pachelbel for now. Okay, music friends. We have a special thing next. We are going to do the recital book piano. This is a piano unit. Now, we haven't done piano in a while, but I thought this would be a good time to reintroduce you to some piano. So, here we go. If you have a piano or keyboard, you can now sit in front of it. If you do not have a piano or keyboard, you can still participate by using air fingers on the piano, on your imaginary piano. So a lot of this transfers, even if you do not have an instrument at home. So here we go. I want to start by reading a little story. It's called Clara Schumann Cat and the Piano Recital. It was Beethoven Bear's and Mozart Mouse's favorite day of the week, the day they went with the children to their piano lesson. It was becoming quite a familiar routine. The music friends would play together all day in the playroom while the children were at school. As soon as the children got home from school, they would have a snack, put Beethoven Bear, Mozart Mouse, and their piano books in the music bag, and then go to their piano lesson. Today was different from other piano lesson days, however. The time seemed to pass so slowly. As soon as the children left for school, Mozart Mouse and Beethoven Bear began to count the hours until they would be home again. They sat together on the floor, playing with wooden building blocks. "What time is it?" Beethoven Bear asked Mozart Mouse, for what seemed like the 100th time. "1 minute later than the last time you asked," Mozart Mouse replied. "I'm sorry," Beethoven Bear sighed. "It's just that I want that time to go to our piano lesson today. I want that time to come right now." "Me too," Mozart Mouse agreed, nodding his head so vigorously that Beethoven Bear was sure the blocks would tumble down. "I'm so excited. I can't wait to show Clara Schumann Cat the surprise we have for her," added Mozart Mouse. Clara Schumann Cat was the piano teacher's cat. She knew everything about playing the piano or so it seemed to the music friends. Yes, said Beethoven Bear thoughtfully as he carefully added another block. I doubt that even a cat as clever as Clara Schumann cat has ever seen what we have. He paused for a moment to adjust one side of the blocks. She is going to be very impressed. He sat back to admire his work. You are right, my friend, Mozart Mouse agreed. I just wish it were time to go. And so the day wore on, the two friends passing the time by playing with the blocks and other toys, all the while wishing the hours would go faster. Finally, when it seemed the hands on the clock couldn't move any slower, the children burst through the front door. At last, Mozart Mouse and Beethoven Bear shouted together. They ran down the stairs as quickly as a little bear and a little mouse could. I hope the children remember to put our surprise in the music bag, said Beethoven Bear, puffing a little from running. Don't worry, Mozart Mouse reassured him. They promised us. This is going to be the best piano lesson ever, exclaimed Beethoven Bear. With those words, they quickly climbed into the music bag, ready for another exciting musical adventure. Once they were settled in the music bag and on their way, the music friends quickly checked to see if the surprise was there. Ah, yes, here it is, Mozart Mouse said with a sigh of relief. What do you think Clara will do when she sees what we've brought? Beethoven Bear wondered. I think she will be so surprised she won't even know what to say, declared Mozart Mouse. Oh, and her eyes will get really big, he giggled. Clara Schumann cat speechless, Beethoven Bear laughed. I can't imagine the day she wouldn't have something to say. Well, my friend, said Mozart Mouse, I think today may be just such a day. So music friends, take a look at them. Take a look at this. We have a lot of information on this page. I also want to show you, well, let's start with this one right here. This is a hand map. Now the hand map shows you the numbers, which hand that we're using, which RH means right hand. It also shows you the fingers that you're using for this particular piece. So we're using 1, which is thumbkin, 2, which is pointer, and 3, which is tall man. By the way, 4 is ring man, 5 is pinky. But we're not using those today on the lesson. We may use them another day. Right now we're using 1 thumbkin, 2 pointer, 3 tall man, because you see the numbers are above those fingers. Okay, so that's the hand map. Now, over here, we have the keyboard map, and this shows us what notes we're playing on the keyboard. I just showed you with Pachelbel that the C, D, and E notes, and so you can see that C is just to the left of the black key, the 2 black keys, D is right in the middle of the 2 black keys, and E is just to the right of the 2 black keys. So C, D, and E, and also they actually show the finger numbers here also, and they show which hand you're using. So you're using right hand. So you're using 1, 2, and 3. Now, over here we've got some symbols as well. Take a look, you know this one. F means forte, or loud sounds. So we're going to play this piece loudly. And then at the end, we have this symbol. This is called a repeat sign. We also have that symbol. So that means go back to the beginning and play it all again. All right, so lots of information here. And when you play on the piano, remember that you're going to pretend you have a bubble underneath your fingers. So your fingers are going to be slightly curved like so. If they're flat, well, that doesn't work so well on the keyboard. And if they're too scrunched, if they're too curved, that doesn't work either. You want to find the happy medium, something in the middle. And this is what the fingers look like on the piano. You also want to make sure that your wrist is straight. Sometimes I see students do this and they drop their hand and their wrist is angled, and that's incorrect. You see that? You should never feel the wood of the piano on your hand. You should always have it lifted, and keep that bubble, that pretend bubble under your fingers and hand. Okay, so here we go. The first thing we're going to do is, it has the instructions here. We're gonna clap this piece. It's called Clara's Surprise. We're gonna count it evenly. So we're gonna clap and count it together. Ready? Get your clapping hands ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is similar. Now we point to the notes while we count them. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You notice that I'm starting to sing the rhythms. And that's important because I want you to ear train and I want you to match the melody with your singing. It's good to practice piano and sing the piano notes as well as play them, especially when they're simpler like this. Okay, now we're going to do the finger numbers in air. So if you don't have a piano or keyboard at home, this is great. You can do this and you've been able to do everything so far. So this is called air fingers. We're going to have the fingers up above the keyboard and just practice the good form with the bubble, nice straight wrist, and just wiggle the finger in rhythm. We're going to say the finger numbers now. Ready? 1 and 2 and go. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Okay, now we're going to do the finger numbers and we're actually going to play them. So if you have a piano or keyboard, you can play now. Make sure you've got the great form with your arm and your hand. Here we go. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're actually going to press the correct number of key. 1, 2, or 3. Ready? 1, 2, go. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Lastly, we're going to do the letter names. Now you can see the names of the notes written within the note heads. So we're going to say those notes and play them. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. C, D, E, E, D, C, C, D, E, E, D, C. And there you have it, our first online music lesson. I'm so excited that you could join me today. And let's pause the video. We're going to go on to the next component of the lesson, which is our mystery melody. Okay, music friends, it is now time for our next section of the lesson. This is mystery melody and mystery instrument. So last time, you heard a mystery melody played by that mystery instrument. The name of the melody was Ode to Joy, written by Ludwig van Beethoven. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He lived from 1770 until 1827. He was born in Germany. He played piano at an amazingly high level. He wrote hundreds and hundreds of pieces for all types of instruments, including the voice, chamber or small groups of instruments. He also wrote for large or orchestral groups of instruments. Specifically though, let's talk about Ode to Joy right now. Ode to Joy was a poem, and Beethoven took this poem and set it to music, and he put it to music. He used it in his fourth movement of his ninth and final symphony. By the way, this piece was written when Beethoven was entirely deaf. In other words, he was unable to hear the piece. He wrote it without hearing it. When he performed it, he was on the podium for the initial premiere of the piece. He was completely without his hearing. But you know what, music friends? He did hear it. He heard it in here. He knew exactly what he wanted it to sound like, no matter what. So, it's just one of the amazing things about Beethoven. He's one of the greatest composers that ever existed. So, let me tell you about the instrument that played that melody. The instrument that you heard was the string bass. It's also called double bass. It's also called contrabass or upright bass. It has a lot of names, but you've seen it on the string family picture, that poster I have in the music room. You've known that big instrument, the bass. So here is the bass, and by the way, the performer was our daughter Madeline, and she's here now. You're going to see her playing her bass on Ode to Joy. Here it is. And now, music friends, our mystery melody and mystery instrument for next week. So, music friends, let's review. What did we do today? Well, we learned about Ludwig van Beethoven, composer of the famous melody called Ode to Joy. We identified recorder, a member of the woodwind instrument family. We sang solfege with Mozart mouse. We did musical symbol identification with Clara Schumann cat. We counted and clapped rhythms with Beethoven bear. We identified pitches with Pachelbel penguin. We practiced the piano and playing C, D, and E. My music friends, it was so nice to have this musical moment with you. Please watch this video again later this week to enhance your musical training. Please join me next week for our next lesson. One more thing for our 5th grade friends. Start thinking about your instruments for next year, being in 6th grade. You need to select your music for next year. You have lots of instrument choices. You can also choose choir. We've talked a lot about these instruments right before we went on spring break. So really think about that this week. You're going to have a selection very, very soon. So come up with a first choice, a second choice, and a third choice for next year as 6th graders. All of you, I want you to stay healthy and safe. Keep washing those hands. Keep your room clean. Listen to your parents and have a musical day.